Good afternoon. Welcome to the detailed hurricane outlook and discussion for June the 1st, 2023. It's weather alert here with another update on the tropics. So we have Invest 91L to talk about, and boy, is she impressive. Although she's in an environment with 30 knots of wind shear, she is still developing because of warm waters. And right here, if you take a look at it, it has 70% chance of development. And where it's expected to go? Well, we don't know yet. It could head for the northwestern Bahamas, but we'll see. As you can see, this is the information on Invest 91L and discussion. You can read it for yourself. I would read it, but I don't want to. Well, I will try to attempt to read it. I'll attempt to read it to you because the writing is small. It says, Northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Recent satellite wind data, along with buoy and ship observations, indicate the area of low pressure over the northeastern Gulf of Mexico has a broad, well-defined circulation with maximum sustained winds of about 35 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorm activity associated with the low pressure is also showing signs of organization. Environmental conditions remain marginally favorable for additional development, and if these trends continue, a short-lived tropical depression or storm is most likely to form as soon as this afternoon. The system in the Gulf of Mexico through tonight, but began a slow southward motion on Friday. But this weekend, environmental conditions are forecast to become unfavorable for additional development. As the system continues to move southward, likely remaining offshore the Gulf of Mexico, an Air Force Reserve hurricane craft is scheduled to investigate the system later this afternoon. Regardless of development, rain, like I said, rain will be the major issue. Regardless of development, locally heavily rain over portions of the Florida Peninsula through this weekend, and additional information on rainfall and flooding and potential can be found in the products issued by your local national weather service forecasts. So it has a 70% chance of development, high probability, and we have a risk for that development. Oh, so here is something that I wanted to take a look at. This person posted a photo of Tampa Bay, Florida. It looks like it wants to rain in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm not from there. I'm from the Bahamas, from Nassau, Bahamas, as you guys know. But yeah, it just looks like it wanted to rain. Now we're going to take a quick look at what I like to call the tracks. Let me see if there's anything on the track on the track of the storm. Okay, I do not have any information on the track of the storm, which is so weird. But the track, if you follow me with this thingamabob, it's kind of short, it going like this, then like that, then like coming over the Bahamas. Now, will that track remain the same? It all depends. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. Now let's look at some photos from. Okay, there is nothing. Now let's look at a photo from Florida, from Orlando, Florida. The weather over there is raining, which is not a shocker because the northwestern Bahamas was having plenty of rain. So that's not a shocker to me. So we're expected. So Nassau, Bahamas is literally looking out, are not experiencing a lot of rain. We have a temperature of about 85, 83 degrees, 83 degrees in Nassau, Bahamas. Our temperature is 83 degrees at the moment. And if I was to turn on my camera and show you outside, it looks rather clear. So guys, I'm gonna end the video here for now. If you need additional information, you can always look on Tropical Tidbits. I'm not using Tropical Tidbits. Now, some forecasters do have it potentially becoming a hurricane. I don't expect for it to become a hurricane due to the fact that it's too much wind shear and the conditions are not really conducive for that type of thing. But if you did enjoy this video, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna do a couple more checks. We're gonna look at. I'm gonna turn on. Yes. Uh-huh. I don't know. We're gonna do a check on the air quality, the clouds, and excuse me, sorry for a little distraction, and all of this. So let's check this out. So sea surface temperatures are very warm at about 27 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Celsius, which is warm, especially for the time of the hurricane season. Which is very warm, especially for this time of the hurricane season. As you know, the hurricane season just started today, so that is very warm. And to have a storm coming on the first day of hurricane season is not that common. It's not that rare that this happens. This is an early storm, and for it to happen on the first day of hurricane season, that'll be insane. But guys, if you do enjoy this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Consult your weather station about it. And also, like I said, if it goes anywhere, I'd say Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba, need to keep an eye out. Because when I saw the model tracks earlier, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I'm going to show you where it tracked to. Let me show you it right now. Now, as you can see, there's currently an aircraft reconnaissance in there, and they have found pressures at about 1,006 millibars per hour. And they are expected to do another pass, and we're going to see what happens later on. So when I do click on current storms, I'm going to select invest. No. Invest 91L. And as you can see, if I scroll further down, it shows the tracks show that it could potentially hit for the Bahamas. So this is as of the 18Z run today, and it shows it goes over Cuba, then to the Bahamas, which is why I say that we need to be on the lookout. Now, be on the lookout. See, some shows a closer track to Florida, and then others in the long range show it still turns over to the Bahamas. Now, it is expected to become a tropical storm, as with most of it, a brief tropical storm, maybe 40 miles per hour. Maybe if it doesn't become a tropical storm, it becomes a tropical depression. And we're going to take a look at satellite imagery once again so that you can get a better look at it. And you see how well developed and well defined it is. It has a very good circulation, and if anything was to come out of it, I would say it would have to happen today. Looking at the forecast models, let's take a look at the GFS model. Okay, I can exit this out. I know how to operate this. So looking at the GFS model, it shows it goes down to Cuba, crosses over Cuba. That's kind of a little too far out, but if the general consensus is that it goes down, the lowest pressure is 1004, and then it weakens a bit to 1005, comes over Cuba, and then a lot of that moisture heads over the northwestern Bahamas, according to the GFS model. Let's try using the CMC model, which is the Canadian model. The Canadian model has it going in the same general direction, but as it reaches like they know where it's going. Right up in here, they know where it's going, but they're not. But the CMC kind of brings it more further. It kind of weakens it, and it heads over the Bahamas. So the Bahamas should be on the lookout for a tropical depression or a storm or just heavy rain. The northwestern Bahamas should be on the lookout for that. And if the storm was to develop, it would be called Arlene or Brett, because some weather channel forecasters say that there was a storm, that formed in January, a subtropical storm that made landfall or that impacted the Canada region, and so they might not use our land. They might go on to B. They might keep A. I don't know. But look, everybody has a general idea of where it's going to. But after a certain point, after it reaches here, they're not sure whether it makes a turn or not. Now let's take a look at the H.W.A.F model, the H.W.A.F and the H-MON model for Invest 91L. Taking a look at the H.W.A.F model, starting from here, it actually brings it down to a 996, 999, 1001, 1002, 1004. It weakens before it makes landfall in Cuba, and then it goes over the Bahamas as a 1010 millibar. They show high pressure developing, and it'll be kind of like a rain event for the northwestern Bahamas, with Andres and Grand Bahama taking the brunt of the rain, and the New Providence getting marginal rain. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Now, taking a look at the H-MON model. The H-MON model has it more over the summer, starts at a 1005, 996, 997, 999. 1001, 1002 makes landfall in Cuba, and Cuba, maybe the Cayman Islands. It goes over to Andres, Bahamas, and it makes a lot of impacts to Andres, New Providence, and tip of Grand Bahama, and also a portion of Abaco gets the brunt of it as it. So let's let it play out instead of me doing that. Let's let it play out. Like I said, the H-W.A.F and the H-MON are not forecasting a hurricane, but it is expected to bring a lot of rain to Cuba and the northwestern Bahamas, and even Florida could get into some of that. So we have to be on the lookout for this. Bahamas, be on the lookout for this. Do not play it down. It's gonna be some rain, because I live in the Bahamas, and places like Pinewood, like Nassauville, like Clayton Park, like Burnett Road, and there's a lot of other places to name off that I could name off. You need to come up with an evacuation, and even down Yamakwa, you need to come up with an evacuation plan for the rain, because it could be late. Because rain, it doesn't have to be a tropical storm or a hurricane to do damage. Rain can do just as much damage, and your house can get flooded. You can, and it's a lot of things that goes into this. House flooding, car gets flooded, and you need to find a place in a central area where you know it's not prone to getting a lot of rain, where even though it gets a lot of rain, it's not prone to flooding, and you should be alright. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Sorry for running on with the video, but I had to show you this. Peace, and I'm out.